Hi guys, zpolt here. Welcome to my lab. And today we're gonna compare the Auglamour F300 to all the IEMS here, the popular ones here in this channel. So I recently reviewed the F300 and mentioned that it's something special. It's not for everybody. And now we're gonna face it with the channel favorites here, and we're gonna find out if it's something that I consider over the channel favorites or not in this video. But of course, we review budgetfi to midfi all the gear, so if you're into that, consider subscribing. Okay, so first, a quick summary of the F300. So I found it to be quite a unique kind of sound, and now we're gonna compare it to, I would say, the big hitters here in this channel, and will it be able to topple them down or not? But right off the bat, I would say that while I would say that the F300 is okay, there's something to like here. I would say that compared to the other $30 big hitters, it doesn't really compete that well, and we're gonna find out why in this video. Okay, so first, let's go with the overview of the F300. So the F300 is a punchy IEM. It's not too detailed. That is one of my major gripes here. It's a relaxed sound. It's a natural kind of sound. It's balanced in approach with upper mids recessed, and also there's good imaging here and a good sound stage. So yeah, the major advantages or pros of this is imaging, sound stage, and also layering, and also the punch as well, being a DD kind of IEM. But now compared to the CCA C10, right off the bat, the CCA C10 is more detailed and more lively kind of sounding. The mids are more forward in the CCA C10. There's more bass and some bass also in the C10. There's more sparkle in the high, so that is one of the major things here. The CCA C10 really beats the F300 in terms of highs. When you hear them side by side, you will see that the F300 is a bit lacking in that regard. The CCA C10 is a more fun sound as well. It is a more kind of colored sound, which is something I like as well. That's less layering though, and less imaging compared to the F300. So definitely CCA C10 is still the top here in this channel. I would still prefer the CCA C10. So yeah, it has just better detail retrieval, better mids, and a richer sound in a CCA C10. Okay, now compared to the KZ AS6. So the AS6 right off the bat has more highs. As I mentioned, there's a lot of high extension in the AS6. AS6 also has more detail. AS6 has some more recessed mids compared to the F300 right off the bat. AS6 has a more tight bass because of that DA kind of bass. The AS6 also has less mids layering, so definitely the layering in the F300 is something that you might like. And also in the AS6, it has less imaging also. But overall, I still prefer the AS6 because it has a more lively kind of sound, more richer kind of sound. There's just more detail retrieval in the AS6. So next is the TFZ S2. This is one of my personal favorites here in this channel. The S2 has just a more richer sound across the range, more lush sound across the range. TFZ S2 has a more substantial bass slam as well, even more than the F300. And also more detail, of course, in the S2. S2 also has a bigger sound stage. I would say that the imaging is still less compared to the F300. So yeah, for the F300, it's just the imaging and layering that's kind of the advantage here. But the S2 is not that far off in terms of the imaging here. It's still good in the S2. So I would say that the S2 is sort of like when you fix the issues with the F300, you have the S2, I would say, something like that. So maybe that's why I kind of still like the F300, because there's some S2 qualities there, but still needs to be fixed, I would say. So the S2 is sort of an upgrade to the F300 in a way. So I prefer the S2 definitely even more. Compared to the KZ ZS7, so the ZS7 is a warmer IEM. And again, it has more detail retrieval in the ZS7. There's just more detail to go around right there. It has better mids in the KZ ZS7. It has better bass and sub bass in the ZS7. That is one of the strengths for me of the ZS7, the sub bass region. And the sound stage is, I would say, up to par with the F300. But in terms of imaging, the F300 still takes the cake. But in general, I would still go with the KZ ZS7. So compared to the KZSN, I think this, I would say, a more comparable kind of comparison here. So right off the bat, the KZS7 is more musical. KZS7 is more lively sounding. So ZS7 is more exciting sounding compared to the F300. So that ZSN also for me has better bass. Definitely for a bass head, you can live with a ZSN. It has substantial bass response here. ZSN, surprisingly, even if it's less in price, it has more detail compared to the F300. So F300 is really lacking in terms of detail. I don't know what they did with the F300 here. Next is less soundstage with the ZSN. The F300 has more soundstage, less imaging in the ZSN compared to F300. But definitely I would say ZSN has a more likable kind of sound. It's something that everybody will like, I would say, or more people will like compared to the F300. I prefer the ZS7 even more. So that is my comparison with the Auglamour F300. So as you can see, guys, even if I kind of like it, there's something different here. I wouldn't take this over the channel favorites here in this channel. I would still take this over the F300. But still, I would say that there's something unique about this that kind of draws me in. But it's not really something for everybody. Like for me, maybe it will be good if you are you already have these things and you want a change in your life. Maybe there's something that you want to get. Maybe a third IEM or a fourth IEM, something like that. So actually, this kind of reminds me also of the AudioQuest Nighthawks. So the Nighthawks is in the headphone world, something that a lot of people didn't really like at first, but some people liked it as sort of maybe a third and fourth headphone, just to have a change in their life. So this is something like that. It's not, you know, the most likable. If this is your first IEM, don't go with this. The main recommendation still here is the CCA C10 or the AS06 and of course S2. S2 is $50, so in the $30 range, CCA C10 and AS6. If you can stretch, go with the TFZ T2 or also the TFZ S2. That's my main recommendations here in the channel. And yeah, that is my comparison of the Auglamour F300. I guess this is something that I should have included in my review as well, to have a sort of a more clear view of what I think about the F300. Yeah, this is like sort of ranking for the Auglamour. Yeah, definitely I would say still for $30, they're still worth it. I kind of still like the sound, but for a sixth one, it's okay for me. But for a first one, I would not get it. So that is my comparison for the Auglamour F300. Hopefully you like this review. If you learned something, leave a like and of course subscribe for more content like this in the future. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.